Take a comfortable seated position in Sukhasana. Close your eyes and enjoy your breath. So often I hear people explain that something else in their body is requiring their special attention. They're having to maintain this aspect of their body, and it feels like their body is becoming a burden to them. When I come to the yoga mat, I certainly come with a lot of things that need to be maintained in my body. But it's funny, after I do a few poses, I feel more like I'm creating, not maintaining in my body, that I am creating something new about myself. I feel very refreshed and very bright. So today we'll be working on that whole idea of creating just a new perception of ourselves. Come to downward facing dog and feel free to just bend one knee and bend the other knee, and in that movement you start to bring your awareness to something else, to another side of the body, another aspect of the body, and just combine that strength of the breath that we were working on in Sukhasana. And then find a place of stillness, and with the legs still and the feet parallel to each other, enjoy the breath. 2 more breaths here. Then come to a plank position and engage the arms. Draw in from the fingers all the way to the heart, and draw in from the heels all the way to the heart. Very slowly lower yourself. You can lower yourself all the way to the earth, or if you want to lower yourself just halfway down to Chaturanga Dandasana, feel free. On the in-breath, lift your heart just slightly in a baby cobra pose. And then exhale, come back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, take your right foot right between the hands. And let's come to a twist. So with the right foot forward, take your left hand down, lift your right arm up, and engage the legs again. From the foundation of your feet, draw in toward the pelvis, and now from the pelvis to the fingertips, expand so fully. See how you can create more length in the pose. Release your hand down, step back to downward facing dog, and trade sides. Take the left foot right between the hands. With the right hand in the fingertip top position, take the head of the arm bone back. Reach your left arm up. Enjoy the fullness of the breath. As you draw in from the heel to the pelvis, expand back from the pelvis to the foot. Release your hand down. Step back to downward facing dog, and just invite the breath to become very full. Create a sense of symmetry here with a strong foundation through the hands and through the feet. Look forward, maybe forward toward the fingertips, and walk, step, or jump right between the hands. Take the hands at the hips, lift the heads of the arm bones, scoop the tailbone to rise up to Tadasana. Reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, bend the knees, and have this sense that you're about to sit in a chair. Just keep on bending the knees. Look down to make sure that your knees are nicely aligned right over the ankles. Have the arms aligned with the ears. Take your gaze forward and maybe even lift the gaze between the hands. press into the earth and stand tall in Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, release your hands to the side. Take a wide stance. We'll come to triangle pose. Turn your right toes out, lift your arms up, lengthen through the side ribs with a steady foundation in the legs. Take the right hand down to the shin or to the block. Take the left hand to the waist, just so that you can take the head of the arm bone back and get more twisting action, more lift of the underside ribs. With that lift, now expand and lift the arm up. Keep the back leg so strong, so secure. Hug the feet in toward the midline of the mat here, and then inhale, rise up. Come to the other side. Take the left toes out. Keep the stability of the back, right leg. And on the exhale breath, come down to your fullness in the pose. Once again, take the right hand to the waist. We're creating this fullness of the pose so that you can go just to a slightly different space, to a more creative aspect of your triangle pose here. With the head of the arm bone back, you can lift the underside ribs up even more. Now expand the arm. So as you root down with the left fingertips drawing into the earth, expand so fully, reaching your right hand up toward the sky. And on the inhale breath, root back through the back foot and rise up. Have the feet come to a parallel position and just look down at your feet. Make sure that they're lined up nicely. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Draw your shoulder blades in. And then on the exhale breath, bow forward. So as you bow forward, you feel the inner thighs reaching back, and you're creating nice length in the pose as you do that. So have the breath be so free. So you might lift slightly up out of the pose so that you can keep that fullness of the back body, the strength to the shoulder blades hugging in. Place your hands to the mat and inhale and look forward. Place your right hand to the lumbar spine, to the low back. As you do, take the head of the arm bone back on the right arm and just come to an easy twist with the hands in the center of the position. Exhale breath, release the hand down and then twist to the opposite side. Take the left hand to the sacrum and notice how the pelvis wants to shift, right? So that the pelvis does more of the work. Instead, keep the pelvis parallel to the mat. Create more length, more elongation of the spine by lifting the underside ribs. With that steadiness in the pelvis, you can gain just a little bit more freedom in the pose. Release both hands to the earth. Now do the same thing. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Lift yourself up just halfway, and then with the shoulder blades hugging in toward each other, bow into your fullness in the pose. Release the head as you take the interlaced fingers up toward the sky, and maybe even create more fullness in the pose by reaching the interlaced fingers over the head. Enjoy your breath. Take the hands to the hips. Lift the head to the arm bones. Lift up. Come to a seated position. In this seated position, have the right leg on top with the left leg bent, and have your sit bones firmly planted. We're sitting in Gomukhasana now with the feet hugging in toward the outer thighs, the knees aligned over each other. If you have a strap handy, please grab it and lift your right arm up and bend the right elbow and just kind of pat your back. And you may want to hold on to the strap there so that as you take the left hand behind you, you can grab the strap. And just stay here for a moment in an easier, more comfortable pose. See how you can still maintain that drawing in and create more fullness on the front body, more length to the side body, a sense of drawing in toward the earth to get this strong rooted quality, and at the same time draw from the pelvis to the crown of the head and out through the right elbow to get such length. And then you can release the strap or release the hand. Now change the cross of the legs so that the right leg is down and the left leg is on top. And once again, just kind of draw the knees right over one another if possible. And establish your sit bones so heavily on the earth to draw down from the sit bones. Lengthen the side body, take the left arm up toward the sky, bend the left elbow, and just kind of pat your back so that you can take the right hand to reach the left hand or reach the strap. This pose is not a pose that I do so often, so it's a nice reminder in practice to gain lots of length in this pose, even as I encourage my hands to walk in toward each other. Just invite your breath to be so full. Release your hands and then uncross the legs. Come to Baddha Konasana with your feet together in a prayer pose and press your fingertips just outside the buttocks and lift your buttocks in just slightly closer to your feet. Re-engage the feet drawing in, and as the feet draw in, see about pressing the front part of the sit bones down so that from the pelvis to the knee you can lengthen out. Take the hands right at the shin bones, middle of the shin bones, if that works for you, and if you can still maintain your posture at the forward part of the sit bones as your base. And sit tall, sit proud. See how you can create fullness in this pose as you draw the feet in toward each other, lengthen from the pelvis to the crown of the head. And now if you'd like, you can bend the elbows or draw the heart slightly closer to the earth. Continue that strong action of the feet hugging in, and from the pelvis to the knees, draw out as you do a nice slight forward fold. Inhale and lift up. Now lie on your back and grab your strap again. Invite the fullness of the breath to help expand the front body. Then bend the right knee, take your strap around the right foot, and lift the right leg straight up toward the sky. Have the strap right around the base of the big toe. Keep your shoulder blades drawing back and just hold on to the strap. So in this pose, the true challenge is to maintain that steadfast quality, that groundedness of the left leg as you keep the right leg lifted. Maintaining that grounded quality of the left leg, see about bending the elbows and drawing the right thigh just a little bit closer to you. And then slowly release the right leg and bend the left leg and take the foot so that it's accessible to the strap, and reach the foot straight up to the sky, and just pause for a moment before you go into more depth in the pose. See how you can create a stronger foundation, a more stable foundation for yourself by taking the inner thigh straight back.
when we create from a place of stability, our poses become this beautiful artwork. So see how you can gracefully draw the thigh just a little bit closer to your ribs as you continue to extend the foot. And then slowly release the leg. Just take the arms equidistant from the midline of your body, the legs equidistant. Let the earth completely support your limbs. And come to Shavasana. Very slowly bend your knees and plant your feet. As you're ready, extend your arms up over your head and draw over to your right side. Just resting your head on your right side. Come to the fullness of your in-breath and out-breath. And then, with the hands placed firmly on the floor, support your spine. Lift yourself up to a seated position. In seated position, sit tall. Create a sense of beauty, both from that inner brightness
and that outer softness and stillness. May you always find the beauty from the inside out. Namaste.